What is going on, guys? Mobile Carrier News here, and T-Mobile is basically done with Dish Wireless. They're basically saying that they don't want the delay to further happen. So what basically happened is the delay was going to be till, I believe, January, I think 1st or February, but now it's getting extended to 3 months. So by March 31st, 2022, T-Mobile it's not, they're going to shut down their CDMA networks. And unfortunately, that's what Dish Network is relying on. The Dish Network, who's owned by now, Boost Mobile, who's now owned by Dish Wireless, and they're using T-Mobile CDMA network to use a lot of subscribers' old internet, like 3G, 4G, mostly like 3G old devices, and basically get 2G network on Boost Mobile service, because if you have 2G, it still kind of works. But T-Mobile is really fed up. They really want to move. They do not want a delay to. They don't want the delay to be any further, because now that this delay is going on, AT&T is technically going to be ahead on converting their 3G towers into 4G LTE and 5G towers, which I honestly don't think is no big deal. I don't think it matters who shuts down their towers, as long as the current service right now is being implemented correctly for better coverage. Like you see, I have Verizon right now. I have 2 bars. If by next year I could have this consistently 2 bars, I'll be fine with that. Like, I'll be okay. But T-Mobile is pretty fed up with Dish, basically giving them a second chance, basically telling them, look, we need to move on to the future. We need to move on to our future finances. 3G or 2G, probably, I think both, but mostly 3G is just not cutting it. 3G is the old network. We need to move on to the new network. And that's the only thing I agree with T-Mobile. We really should move forward to 4G and 5G networks, because eventually in the future we're going to go to 6G or 7G, and then we got to shut down 4G LTE. Although I really think LTE is going to be here for a long time, we just need to keep moving on forward. And if T-Mobile keeps giving Dish Network chances, it's just not going to look for T-Mobile. T-Mobile is going to be slowing down on their network improvements and performance with their coverage and 5G and 4G LTE. Now, I'm not really taking T-Mobile's side. I just kind of agree with them, but then I don't agree with them at the same time, because really Dish should have a better chance. We know Dish has now partnered with AT&T, which is giving them better network spectrum, but they're still using some percentage of T-Mobile CDMA network. Now, I honestly think, I don't think it's nobody's fault. I just think T-Mobile and Dish Wireless came in at a bad time. They really wanted, this merger worked. Don't get me wrong, but in order for the merger to work, Dish had to get involved, and created a little slippery slope between merging and Dish being the 4th wireless carrier. Then again, I do believe Dish was kind of late to being the 4th major carrier. I feel like they should have started in 2016 or earlier. I know they don't have any cellular towers and any, now they do, but I really think they should have started earlier. Honestly think they should have started even without this merger, or even before the merger, to be honest. It doesn't matter how. I just think they should have started earlier. They should have started a few years back, with all the cash and revenue they have, and I guess some debt. They could have honestly worked out. They could have started as a small 4th wireless carrier, and they quickly expanded. Imagine they started in 2016. Now, I know Dish Network is mostly focused on creating TV show. They're a TV cable provider, aka service. I really think if they had a lot of cash in hand or extra money, they could have started. But I mean, I don't really blame Dish, because Dish wasn't really focused on that. They were just focused on getting a lot of subscribers and just focusing on their cable service. And on top of that, I'm not sure if Dish Wireless had any other source of revenue, because if cable was if that's their only revenue, then they had competition. They had Verizon Fios. They had they had AT&T. They had not a lot of services, but nowadays there's so many cable services that I don't know if Dish has more source of income or revenue to make extra money, but I do believe Dish and T-Mobile kind of like they basically like became like two cars were trying to get into like one lane, and they crashed, and they're still crashing into each other, but they're in one single lane. There's not enough room for both, and there's no exit at the moment. So I mean, I don't blame any of these two companies. What happened. No one would expected this, but as soon as T-Mobile is done using the CDMA 3G network, and they shut it down, what I think Dish needs to do is they need to go with Plan B. They need to completely go talk to AT&T, because remember, AT&T is now helping Dish with their 5G network to be the fourth major carrier. Dish should go up to AT&T and say, "Hey, look, man, T-Mobile, they cut off the rope. There's no more support. Basically start using AT&T's 3G, 4G service, because I do remember Dish said AT&T was going to help them, and they did. They made a partnership for, I think, 5 years down the line. Recently this year, actually, they said they were going to do a 5 year or maybe 7 year partnership. I forget how many years, but I think that's what Dish should worry about. Dish keeps telling T-Mobile, "Can you extend it? Can you extend it?" Look, I understand where Dish is coming from, and I understand what T-Mobile is coming from, but I do believe both companies should really move on towards the future. If Dish cuts ties with Dish, no, yeah, T-Mobile cuts ties with Dish. Dish should just move on and focus on AT&T, because I'm pretty sure we all Dish knows that they have AT&T. I just think Dish is not only the Dish CEO, but the company is worried for the worst. But I don't think they should be worried. I think they should move on to the future and see where it takes them. They're still making money with their cable service. As long as Dish can be the fourth major carrier in the United States, they should be fine. They have AT&T. They partner with other companies. They have other forms of spectrum. T-Mobile gave them half of their towers when they merged with Sprint. If you recall, so Dish has a lot of help. I really hope Dish is not thinking that they're alone, because they have so much help than what they did before the shutdown was actually going to be official, which was in January originally, but now it's in March 31st, 2022. So I think Dish should really look at the big picture. And like I said, if T-Mobile leaves them, Dish has to move on, go to AT&T, because AT&T is helping them. And they do have a better contract. AT&T doesn't want to screw over Dish Network, because they made a 5 year, whatever, 7 year, maybe 10 year contract. I don't know what many years, but I honestly think Dish should be fine. I'm not sure when Dish will publicly release their network, but I do believe it's coming soon. I don't know when though. But once it's released, I'm pretty sure Dish will have a better opportunity with AT&T and all the services with US Cellular, and half of Sprint's towers that they received from T-Mobile. I think Dish will be fine, honestly, and I think T-Mobile will be too. This should be an interesting battle to fight for wireless. Who's going to be in third and fourth place as the U.S. major carrier in the United States? I do think both carriers will be very fantastic with their journeys of 5G, and we'll see what happens. And what's kind of interesting is for Dish Network, for their first year investing into their 5G, and they're investing the same amount as T-Mobile. They're investing $10 billion, just like T-Mobile. So they're pretty much neck and neck. I do know for the next coming, I think 4 to 5 more years, T-Mobile is going to be drop their capex to $9 billion or raise it to 12. I don't know how they'll do it, and I'm curious to see how Dish will do it as well. If Dish can raise their capex to more than $20 billion or $20 billion, they will be 10 steps ahead of T-Mobile, and T-Mobile will not even blink an eye. T-Mobile will keep throwing their marketing. They're saying, "Oh, we're the leader in 5G." Yeah, you are the leader in 5G, but how long are you going to be the leader in 5G? Because I do believe Dish is buying some amounts of C-band, or they're buying more gigahertz of spectrum, or or megahertz of spectrum. It's only a matter of time, guys. I believe Dish can outperform T-Mobile. It's just a matter of time. They're both billion-dollar companies. They both have a lot of cash, capital, all making some sort of revenue for their profits. I think Dish will be fine. What do you guys think about this? Hope you guys enjoy this video. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.